1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1
We're
McCracken
midnight with Brian the Bassturd. You're watching the
Hey everybody, welcome to McCracken at Midnight with Brian the Bassturd. I'm McCracken at Midnight, and that's Brian of the clan Bassturd. Anyway,
how y'all doing tonight?
welcome to our show. Look how dark it is. It's really dark tonight.
Yeah.
It's very orange.
Yeah, well, it's a really freaky show we're doing.
No, you're poop.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. So anyway,
yeah, we're doing a show. Me and Sam, we were just sitting here and we talking about how we hate our own show, and we don't like how much stuff. And then we started talking about Seinfeld.
we didn't start talking about Seinfeld. We just started literally quoting Seinfeld.
We started speaking in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
As the language Seinfeld.
Yeah.
In which I am mostly fluent.
Is that better?
It was fine before.
We were really...
I think it's identical.
Shut up.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
Okay.
Like
Anyway.
I'm just this pendant now, just sticking up.
Wait, now we can't see our heads.
Oh, because
you're looking at the wrong one.
I'm looking at the wrong one.
That was good.
I'm confused.
Look at this one.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's
that's good.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Okay,
See, now we have
this
thing sitting here.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, it's like a shift. It's like a drive shaft.
I don't remember.
So anyway, we got a really good show planned tonight.
I was talking about my lip, and we wanted to talk about my lip.
Oh yeah, your lip is feeling weird. Why is your lip feeling weird?
I don't know, because I've been going a lot because it feels weird. I think I've been smearing my chapstick around, and it's like
getting on the back of your lip.
No, it's like my teeth are rubbing on the back of my lip because I'm smearing my chapstick around.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
That's
you know what I think?
What?
I think we should sword fight on the show.
Yeah, let's do that from now on.
I think we should just sword fight on the show. There should be more sword fighting. I saw a video today of a dude, this hardcore weapons guy that made Finn's golden sword from Adventure Time. It's really cool, like a replica.
The broken one.
Yeah, the broken one. It's really cool. Yeah, it's really neat.
Anyway, did you like that one better? Or did you like the one with the handle made of sticks?
I like the stick. I like the tree handle better. I like that one better.
I like the golden one better.
Anyway, he made it, and it's really good. Anyway, so we got a really good show planoed for you tonight.
Look, there's a cowboy in it.
Plano, Texas,
Can you
for you
see him?
tonight. There's a cowboy.
There's a cowboy
there
in our show.
He's saying something.
He's going yeehaw,
yeehaw,
and he's got a lasso. Let's jump into the news.
Pronounced lasso.
The Sioux.
Yeah, so we got some news for you tonight. Hit it up.
South Korea, the first lady president of South Korea.
Oh yeah, so last night was the Oscars, but also as I was reading these tweets while I was falling asleep at 10:30. Just waiting for the Oscars to finish or whatever. I don't remember when it was ending. I also, amidst CNN breaking news' Oscar tweets of who was winning, there was also like, oh, by the way, in really, really, really tiny print, South Korea has elected its first female president. Her name is Park Geun-hye, and she is the 11th president of South Korea and the first woman to be elected president in South Korea. Which is pretty cool.
They're doing better than us.
Yeah, and this, is...
She's also Asian, and we've never had an Asian president.
That's very true.
Beat us on
both of those. We already had a black president, so why haven't we had an Asian president yet? Like, let's pick it up here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so they did that, and that's pretty cool. But then on the other side of that little line, some other people don't think that's very cool.
Yeah, well, North Korea doesn't think anything's very cool right now. And even before they
hating America.
They elected a woman president. This is a couple days ago now.
They
declared in the middle of a UN meeting that they would rain final destruction. That's a quote from the North Korean UN ambassador, rain final destruction on South Korea.
Yeah.
I'm upset at how funny I find this.
It's kind of sick, man.
It is, but I'm sorry.
You're
I hear
freak.
people in the UN say
Sick
things like rain
freak.
final destruction, and it's like, what is it fucking like?
I know.
Is it
It's like what-
1450?
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
No, totally. But yeah, so North Korea is just going off the rails. People were getting really mad at the UN, screaming at each other in other languages, and it was going everywhere. And then it's just like, come on, what the hell? So this comes after their third nuclear test against against UN sanctions, excuse me. And they just talk about how much they hate America and how much they hate the rest of the world. Meanwhile, China's just like, yeah, we're just gonna hang back. You know, they said some stuff when they did the nuclear test, but in all of this, they're kind of just like,
Which
what'd you say? They're backing off now?
Yeah, I feel like China have not been terribly supportive, and China is the only reason that we haven't, as a country, not me and Sam, we have our own reasons, but that the United States hasn't turned North Korea into a big pit yet.
I have investments in the Pyongyang region.
But you know, here's the thing.
Technology.
I have this bad habit of sympathizing with supervillains in movies, and
well, that's not a hard thing to do.
To me, North Korea right now is like the Joker.
The Joker
from
they're the Joker.
The current Joker from the most
Dark
recent
Knight.
From the Dark Knight and it's like he says shit and I'm like, hey, yeah, that's fucking true. But then I'm like, oh, but you're North Korea and you suck.
Oh, but you're trying to kill people.
They were saying all
and
this
blow
shit about like America has marginalized us and held us down and they've held back our economy and it's because they hate communists and they're still fighting the goddamn Cold War and these people are living in the past and they stuck and they've bullied us into being a shithole. And I'm like, that's all 100% true. But also, you guys are assholes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, like, take it easy, Kim.
And who is Kim Jong-un? Also, I maintain
he's a swamp creature.
I maintain that
is that what you mean? Like, who is he?
That he actually is not related to Kim Jong-il.
I think that he
at all.
I think that he crawled out of a crack in a fissure in a cliffside.
I think they just got a guy with no tongue. And we're like, here, you be in charge now.
I think that actually he looks exactly like Kim Jong-il.
They have the same.
They have similar facial.
They have the
things.
Same rapist stare.
Wow, that's all right then. Moving on. What else is in the news?
South Korea is getting better, and North Korea is getting shittier / more hilarious. In other
bad news,
bad fucking shitty news, CISPA. Remember SOPA and PIPA? Well, they literally took the two of them and slammed them together and made CISPA.
Well, I mean, they're not.
But the word is the two of them. put
Oh
together.
yeah,
That's
the
all that
word
matters.
pretty much. Yeah, so
It's actually not that much like either SOPA or PIPA.
No,
but also not entirely dissimilar.
It's still kind of sucky. But anyway, it's the what's it called? The Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act was an executive order signed by President Barack Obama.
He has signed it now. No. I don't think that's the thing. I think it's going into Congress.
Oh,
my friend. Yes.
That's going to be signed.
It's going now. Here's the thing. He had declared had SOPA and PIPA made it through Congress, he had vowed. Barack Obama had vowed to veto them, and they didn't even get to him. It's shady at this point whether he hasn't issued a statement or over whether he will or will not let sign CISPA.
He hasn't?
No. This was the last I checked. It was a couple days ago. But anyway, basically what CISPA does is it makes it illegal for corporations who are handling private information to withhold that information from the government. That includes Google and...
Well, it includes everybody.
Hotmail and everybody. Yeah.
Everybody. Well, it's not that it makes them illegal to withhold private information. It doesn't make it illegal. I mean, it doesn't make it illegal to withhold private information. It's not like they have to now send everybody's email and password.
No. I mean, they don't have to send it all to them, but they can't deny the government access to it.
Right.
If the government asks for
right.
it,
If the government
they have
asks
to give
for
it.
Yeah.
So basically, this means that the U.S. government can read every email that you have access to your passwords and usernames to any account you start anywhere, including PayPal. It's just what we're talking about it. They can access any interactions you have in any social networking site. They know everything you've watched on YouTube.
Well, I mean, anybody can know anything you watch on YouTube.
Well,
a lot of these things that they're going to be... I mean, like, that is just... I can go into your browser history and look at all the porn that you guys are watching.
Yeah. It's the principle, though, that the United States government is demanding everyone's... to be able to track everyone on the internet.
Demanding is not the thing. I have to disagree with you on like the goal of use.
The goal of use is to fuck with people. I mean, what else? Well, what are they gonna do?
It's to. I mean, it's very obviously to increase cybersecurity.
Yeah,
and that is in the title. So that's
which I'm not a fan of. In any form.
Okay, well, increasing cybersecurity also means that people won't steal your credit card information and your email passwords.
Yeah, it means that the government will steal my credit card information and email passwords.
But what would they do with your credit card information? They're going to, like, rack up some shoes on it?
Find out that I'm against something that a lobbyist is pushing for and friggin' send thugs to my house to break my legs. This shit happens.
That's absolutely not going to happen.
No. This shit happens. I've heard interviews on NPR, which I know you love.
I don't love NPR at all, actually. That's false.
Fucking, you've talked about NPR before.
Whatever. As a news agency.
Environmental canvassers who have had the FBI basically just threaten them, just be like,
that's totally true.
And
okay, but it's not
just
like
another vehicle for them to do that and for them to know.
It's not just like they're gonna send like NSA thugs to your house if you like didn't buy if you bought this brand of cigarettes instead of this brand of cigarettes.
That is, I wouldn't doubt that in our future.
Okay, in any case, that's not gonna happen. In any case, this is increased cybersecurity, and another thing that is good and it's actually shitty, but it's good for some people is a decrease in, copyright infringement. That's a lot of what this has to do with is copyright infringement. Which, on the one hand, is it makes sense. But on the other hand, it's no, I still want to watch TV and movies all the time. It's that's been the law for a long time. But I still want to break it, so stop it.
As you all know, it's protecting, major publishing companies, not artists. Copyright infringement on the internet does not hurt artists. It hurts corporations.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I am banking on another giant internet blackout on the day CISPA gets to Congress, and for another gigantic, awesome uproar from the internet. And
yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's what I'm hoping.
This one's getting
I'm hoping for a violent coup d'état. But I'm always hoping for a violent coup d'état.
I feel like if you lived in Brooklyn, you'd wish every day was do the right thing. You just be yeah, that pizza place, they charge too much for pizza. Violent overthrow right now. That's what you would do.
Yeah, probably. There's a new continent.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, no, there's not a new continent.
There's a new continent. I'm going to say it again.
I think you wrote a question mark. Yeah, is there a new continent? This news is fairly new. Let me find it. So scientists from Earth have discovered
science people
remnants of a continent on the floor of the Indian Ocean that at one time was between Madagascar and India. This doesn't really tell a whole lot. Oh, it's this guy right here. It's this little guy. It was this little tiny dinky island between the Indian subcontinent and Madagascar back when those two were shoved together.
That's hardly a continent.
Of years ago. I know, it's this at first, the first headline I saw of this 3 hours ago was, scientists have found Atlanta. Atlantis was
but
the
the
first.
thing is, here's the problem.
I just watched that Futurama episode.
Atlantis is named Atlantis because it was in the Atlantic.
Atlantic.
Right? So this isn't Atlantis. It's in the Indian Ocean. It's
Atlantis.
Indiana.
Atlantis is like the.
You talked over my joke, you fucker.
Atlantis is like the snail.
I told a Midwest joke and you talked over it. You fucker. Sorry, you keep going. I said it's not Atlantis. It's not in the Atlantic. It's in the Indian Ocean. It's Indiana. And then you said something about a snail.
Indiana?
Your turn.
It's Indiana. Oh, I think it would be Indianus, though.
Yeah,
Indianus.
Whatever. Tell your snail.
I was going to say it's like the snail from Dr. Dolittle that goes around everywhere, you know?
I like
and
that joke better anyway.
It just goes around like the home just travels everywhere and he rides in it. Or so. I don't know. It's just like city that travels around the floor of the ocean. Can be anywhere at any time.
That was in the Eddie Murphy version of Dr. Dolittle, right?
No, that was in the other, the worst, the actually surprisingly worse version of Dr. Dolittle.
I'm joking about that.
Oh.
Because, dude, a
lot of people can really get confused about what was in the Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle and what was not, because there was a lot of stuff in there. Sometimes it gets confusing,
but,
it's very convoluted.
Dude, I was actually thinking about that movie the other day. It was funny, because I was thinking about how you went from a movie about a giant snail, and it had a shipwreck, and Dr. Dolittle was getting sacrificed by, like, friggin' islanders at the end somewhere.
Yeah.
And then how you got to that, to a movie about Eddie Murphy, like, talking to a dog. And then I remember that he's doing surgery on a tiger at the end, and it was like, how does all this tie together with itself?
He talks to animals. That's how it ties together.
I just don't get it. I still think the original's better because it's got it simply on the basis of having a giant snail in it.
It's true, except it's really bad. It's really bad.
Giant snail.
I know, but it's still really bad.
Whatever.
I know that it's like got the giant snail, and it's like they put the island back together or whatever. Is that from that? Is that from Dr. Dolittle? Or is that from something else?
Yeah, it was from Dr.
And the tree that's been broken goes back together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, see, it was an awesome movie.
Anyway,
so New Continent, not that interesting.
Do you guys have any news? Have any news?
I'm still curious about this new continent.
Yeah, it's not a new continent. It's literally like they found some fragments of what used to be a continent spread out over a large area on the ocean floor.
It's a big heap in the ocean.
Yeah, it's an ocean heap.
I mean, by that definition, my laundry pile is a continent.
Yeah.
Is your laundry at the bottom of the ocean?
Where do you put your laundry, man?
That's a good point. That's the best place to wash it. The pressure really gets the dirt out. Anyway,
we're gonna leave the bottom of the ocean and go to some place that we actually, as a species, know somewhat more about, and that's outer space.
Yes, species?
Huh?
As a species, we know more about space. Anyway, yeah, we're going to space now. What's up, Mars? Actually, we don't have any Mars news.
No, we don't. We have asteroid news. Now, we were talking about asteroids a couple weeks ago. There were several chances for us to die.
Okay, so yeah. So we didn't have a show last week, and that's because I was tired or something.
Tool.
It's because we had just gotten back from Washington, and we both had just woke up from 8-hour naps, and then an hour later went to sleep for another 15 hours.
Yeah, I woke up at 4 o'clock that afternoon.
Maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, so that asteroid that happened, not this previous Friday, but the Friday before that. This was the one that on the show we talked about. Brian was like, "It's gonna be the end of the world." I wish we could just like pull up clips. It's gonna be the end of the world or whatever, and then it wasn't. But Russia did get hit by a meteor that was really big. That was 15 meters across. You all know about this. This is old news, but you should go online and you should watch the Daily Show clip about it.
It's
because
awesome.
it's one of the.
Have you guys seen this?
It was really Osama bin Laden.
Huh?
It was
It was Osama bin Laden.
What did Osama bin Laden do?
It was Osama bin Laden and Hitler. They teamed together and they just bombed Russia. That's what it really was.
Oh, that was the asteroid. Okay.
Okay.
I was unclear.
Well, I don't know if Jon Stewart mentioned that, but you should go check out what Jon Stewart did mention because it's some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. So, let's just paraphrase real quick here because it's pretty hilarious.
Basically, there's a lot of people in Russia are using lots and lots of dashboard cams now because so much crazy shit happens on the road, it's a liability thing. People are liable to be attacked by
on a daily basis.
Private police and
no, it's
each
the public.
other.
It's the normal police.
Yeah, well, the normal police are the private police in Russia. There's
wolves.
not the
there's wolves and just guys attack each other with hatchets in the middle of the highway.
So all these meteor things. Like, how do you get all these shots? It's because all these people got cameras because they constantly got people getting out of the cars behind them because they cut them off, and they're taking baseball bats to their windshields while these people are in the cars, or ripping their bumpers off.
So some of them on top of the dashboard cams that were capturing the asteroids, they also have rear view mirror cams, I guess, are shooting
the one rear view
the
mirror,
people.
Yeah.
And so there was actually one of the pieces of footage of the asteroid coming down. It's this thing goes, and there's a big explosion as it hits the atmosphere, and it goes tearing through.
I think it's really bright. It gets five times brighter than the sun.
And it's on the dashboard camera. People had all seen that footage, but there was a second piece of footage from the guy's forward-facing camera
of him driving,
and he just doesn't give a shit that this asteroid is coming down. And all he does is he puts his
puts the visor down as it gets brighter. Oh man,
have you guys seen this?
What a rough day.
I
wish I forgot this. I should have downloaded this video.
I almost didn't think it was real when I saw it. But,
I think it's real. Anyway, it's these people in Russia are so unfazed because they've constantly got you gotta watch this video. There's one where
cows.
The cows. The cows! What?
Okay.
A truck full of cows. Anyway,
that was Jon Stewart's bizarre, hilarious report.
I want to keep.
Not ours,
I'm gonna look for a lot of footage. I want to look for all this Russian footage online because I feel like I just watched it for hours.
So there was that. But there are other things tumbling around in the atmosphere right now. One of them is a smartphone.
Yeah, and this isn't like a smartphone, just like an iPhone or anything. It's like a hardcore built communication device, but it's basically what I got in my pocket. And
yeah, this is all you. I have no fucking.
I literally just found this article entitled "Smartphone Fired into Space to See if Screams Can Be Heard." So basically, they fired a smartphone into space, and it will play out. I don't know if that's they're going to literally see if sound can be heard in space, or they're sending communications from... That's just called satellite. I don't know what they're doing, but
play out is in wait for it to end.
This sentence says the phone will play out several of the screams submitted by people online. It will monitor the durability of standard commercial components in space, aka if we shoot if someone goes to space, will their phone still function? Just in case those tourists really want to take their iPhones into space. And then they're also testing different kinds of thrusters, including the first one called warp drive, which unfortunately isn't actual warp technology. It's water alcohol resisto jet propulsion deorbit reentry velocity experiment. That's why it's called warp drive. To use the ejection of water to provide thrust. So not fire. And another one, they're doing some other plasma junk that is normal. But anyway, they're shooting a smartphone in space.
It's pretty cool.
They're gonna play some Fruit Ninja
with little thrusters
in
on
space.
It.
I know.
Is this what happens when we privatize NASA?
Yeah,
it's awesome shit
it's
like this.
Great, isn't it? The next sub headline in this article is "Fantastic Achievement." As if shooting a phone into space is something that we should celebrate as a people.
Smartphone Space Day.
Yeah.
We had Neil Armstrong, first man in space, and then friggin' Warp Drive, 2013.
First phone in space.
Finally,
they have a telephone in the space station.
Bigger deal than Neil Armstrong, really. If you think about it. I mean, a person's just a person.
So anyway, I think I have no idea. Anyway, so that's space. Space is kind of boring right now. Lame.
Mostly empty anyway.
I know. It's stupid.
But we're gonna do something else.
What are we gonna do? Oh.
Did you smell that just now?
No.
Never mind. You guys ever heard of cheese rolling?
Oh, cheese rolling!
Just no. Don't say anything.
Okay, watch this video. It's from Gloucestershire in Scotland.
Where else?
Regard.
Watch where it's going.
Get the cheese!
We have a winner.
Go up and bring it up.
Who's got it going? What's where it's going? What's where it's going?
He's winning again, look, he's winning again.
Cheese is on its way. Watch where it's going. Right, they're on their way.
Yeah! That looks like the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That is like, oh my god, I want to do that so bad. I remember like when it would snow and we'd go to the hill in my neighborhood behind all the houses and we'd like get so tired of sledding that we'd eventually just like strap our hats down, zip up our coats all the way, and throw ourselves down the hills of snow. And this is basically that, but minus the padding of the snow. Which just sounds awesome.
Yo, one person commenting. We just talked about the meteor.
Dude,
and
that was like 15 minutes
you
ago.
were commenting through it.
That was like 15 minutes ago.
Fuck you. Yeah, rolling down a hill. And the best, my favorite, is definitely the one woman is get the cheese.
Get the cheese! Oh my
Yeah.
god, that looks like I've never been to Scotland before. I want to go just for that. If I had one day in Scotland, that's where I'd go.
If I had one day in Scotland, I'd watch Sam roll down a hill to get some cheese.
I'd
and
do it so many
break
times
his fucking
too.
neck and
Sounds
be paralyzed.
awesome. Sounds awesome. Oh my god, that sounds awesome. Anyway, so yeah, that's cheese rolling for you. I want to bring this to America, but I don't think we can do cheese because like there aren't enough wheels of cheese in America. We got like blocks of cheese, but
There's wheels.
I mean, there's wheels.
I
but
mean, you
they're
know where
not.
to find them.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Though you got to know where to find them. You know what I mean? You don't just buy wheels of cheese. So I think-
no. That makes it better because the wheels are actually there's more reason to chase it.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. We need something that's more common to America, like like a wheel of fortune or
Ham.
the wheel of what?
A ham.
Oh.
Ham's a wheel.
Just a ham. Oh, I thought you meant a
One
wheel
direction.
of ham.
What?
What are you pointing
The
at?
fuck do you want?
Here, you can just what? Here, take this too. I don't want this.
What? Why do you need a vase right now?
Anyway, so it's
Vase.
It's an urn.
it's an urn.
You can
Anyway,
just reach in here. I don't care.
wheels of.
I'm pretty sure Chris O'Grady is the only person watching, and he's just yelling fart in the comments. I assume that's Chris O'Grady.
That was me.
Oh, that was you? So the only person watching
Is no longer watching.
is also watching us in real life.
Awesome.
Is this the state our show has reached?
Yeah.
No, there's a third person.
We've been here before, though. We've been here
have.
before.
There's a
We've
third
been worse
person.
than this before.
Good thing we have 1,122 total views. We couldn't figure out how this happened. Because usually, once you start the stream, it says like...
Oh, somebody's in LA. Nice. Good job, LA people.
It says like, hey LA, we love you. It says like 3 people now watching out of like 15 total on this stream. And it restarts every time you start up. But this time when we started the stream, it like started us at over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck happened.
Well, I think it's...
Everyone was watching until y'all came on.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Anyway, so cheese rolling. Bring it to the U.S. We're going to chase babies down the hill.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll some babies. Or babes.
Babes. Babe, pig in the city.
Or babe, pig in the city.
Ham, my original idea.
You're right, hams. We're going to roll some hams.
Hams
some
are
honey hams.
a wheel from one, if you look at them. From
We'll just saw it so it's wheel shaped.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, we're getting into movies now. We got a lot of movie
First of all,
junk.
we mentioned the Oscars. We mentioned how we don't have cable, so Sam was just tracking the Oscars on his news feed and would yell in every now and then, "Hey, so-so won so-so," and then I'd go, "I don't fucking care," because I hate the Oscars. But
the Oscars, these Oscars were very interesting because, first of all, a lot of the nominees in some of the places were like, should that person really have gotten nominated, or did that movie really deserve to get nominated, or should that movie really have won that? Anyway, but the biggest thing of the whole night was how terrible Seth MacFarlane was. He was abysmal as a host and as a comedian, honestly. Just
and
like,
as a
not
person,
funny.
I didn't watch, but this is what I'm to understand.
Yeah, it's just like really, really terrible, boring jokes. Like constantly trying to justify the jokes by saying that he's terrible. Instead of like, I read something down, I don't remember where, but it was like, when you're the host of the Oscars, when you're doing the biggest event in Hollywood, instead of spending the entire time making fun of all the people that you're in front of, like, let's talk about how awesome they all are. And they tried to do that a little bit. For some reason, they had William Shatner. They had Captain Kirk up on a big screen. William Shatner, 1 billion years old, like barely with his eyes open, up on the big screen talking to Seth MacFarlane like, hey, I came back from the future. Like, you gotta, like, sing about how great these people are. And then he'd, like, sing for 5 minutes. And then he'd go back to William Shatner. And they did this, like, 6 times.
If there's anything Seth MacFarlane can do well, it's sing.
He can sing, yeah, absolutely.
But I guess he just did it too much.
But it's not that he did too much, it's that it didn't make sense. It was very much not... It was really out of context. It was just not... It didn't fit.
You know what?
Just
Here's the
wasn't
cool
very good.
thing is that no one... It's not like
that
people
nobody cares
are
anymore.
going to go back and be like, oh, dude, let's watch the Oscars from
It's
2013 in like 20 years.
It's true. But we are going to talk about how bad he was for a really long time. Anyway, in terms of the actual movies that won, there were a lot of,
Lincoln
like...
didn't win! Woohoo! I thought it was gonna. I'm always glad when the movie that's obviously gonna win doesn't. And who won?
See, I
Best
don't
Picture?
think that was...
Life of Pi.
I
Life of
don't
Pi.
ever think
Huh?
that was
Life of
obviously
Pi.
going to win.
No,
No, Life of Pi did not win.
it
Argo
was
won.
Argo.
Argo won Best Picture.
Ben Affleck one?
Yeah, Best Picture. Argo won Best Picture. I didn't think Lincoln was ever the obvious... Did you even see Lincoln?
No, I didn't because I thought it was gonna win the Oscar.
That doesn't... How is that a reason to not see something?
No, I get you, man.
I was of course banking. I was hoping that Django Unchained would win. It did win Best Original Screenplay, which is like
Yeah, it
the
did.
second version. That's like
It's like
second place.
Best Picture runner-up almost.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so-
that one. Daniel Day-Lewis obviously won for Lincoln.
Mhm.
One of the big surprises of the night was Anne Hathaway winning for Best Supporting Actress. Because, I mean, like, Les Mis is great, but there's been like 50 movies, and then it was, show on Broadway and everywhere else for a really long time.
Oh, also speaking of
And-
that, it also won. It was nominated for Best Original Song, and they wrote it for the play and for all the other movies. So how does that make any sense? But whatever.
But yeah, so Anne Hathaway won, and she beat like Sally Field out of Best supporting. It was very weird. Jennifer Lawrence, is that her name?
I don't know.
Jennifer Lawrence won. Yeah,
Jen.
Jennifer Lawrence won for Silver Linings Playbook, which is awesome because I really like her. And then after this, I watched another clip. After she won the Oscar, after the Oscars were over, she apparently did a shot of something backstage and then was doing an interview. And while she was, it was with George Stephanopoulos. She was doing an interview there, and it was just like a handheld camera interview with him. And Jack Nicholson comes up, and in the middle of this interview with her, he starts hitting on her, like gets her attention, gets her away from the camera, and starts hitting on her. And then she goes into the ABC press room, and she's talking about how she just did a shot, and she's making all these hilarious jokes about how she tripped when she was walking up the stairs. And then there's this one really awesome photo of her in this beautiful gown where she's giving some reporter the finger, and it's really hilarious. I love everything about her, and she's the best.
I'm all about that.
Anyway, so yeah, it was a weird night for the Oscars. Kind of boring. Overall, it was kind of it was okay.
Yeah, here's one weird thing. Oh, well, first of all, of course, Paperman won fucking animated short, which is the what do you call it? The category I'm most interested in because of what I do. Mostly because it's the only one I ever have any chance of winning in my life. And Paperman won, which is obnoxious because I'm already sick of that shit. What do you call it? Won Best Animated Feature. Brave did. Now here's the thing. I have been this guy. I like Pixar. Just no one on the planet likes Pixar. It's they're like AC/DC. You know everyone likes them. Or pizza.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, who doesn't like AC/DC?
A lot of
Seriously.
people. I think my grandma probably doesn't like AC/DC.
Well, fucking whatever.
Your grandma sucks.
Anyway, everyone likes Pixar, but I was always frustrated because, it's great, yeah, but people just jerk those Pixar movies off, and it always frustrated me. And then along comes Brave, which is the first Pixar movie ever and it didn't get savaged or anything. It just didn't get unbelievably good reviews. People were like, yeah, Brave was...
Cars.
What?
Cars.
Oh, yeah, Cars.
But let's just forget that.
I forgot about that. I was not doing that. But anyway, people were like, yeah, Brave, it was alright. And it was probably one my favorite, aside from Toy Story. But again, that doesn't count, because that's just...
That's
the
Beatles.
negative
Beatles
version of Cars. Yeah, it's we're going to say, what's your favorite band? The Beatles. No. That's cheating. Give me a real answer. So I liked it a lot, and I liked it actually for once more than other people, the greater.
You like something more than other people like
the
something?
greater spectrum of
you
what
like something in popular culture more than other people like that thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah.
That's really a first.
I also don't get people hating on Justin Bieber as much as they do.
It's annoying.
Annoying. And I've said exactly this on this show several times, but it stands. If you were 15 and who's this guy again?
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, who's his producer?
I don't know.
But when he came around, it was is it Ludacris?
I don't know.
I think it's Ludacris.
Idea.
Anyway, if
not.
a record company comes to you and is like, "Hey, kid on YouTube, want to be rich?" What are you gonna do?
Well, no, he doesn't. You don't need to provide justification for what he has done. It's obviously, he's become a huge, gigantic international pop star. Duh.
Yeah.
Like anybody else would. But he's just annoying.
And people
it's not he's a butthead.
But what did he say? What did he say that's annoying? What did he say that's annoying? Because I've seen interviews with him, and he's just this regular dumb kid. And
that's
people
why he's annoying.
No, but
it's not he says things that are annoying. It's that he talks annoyingly.
He
sounds annoying.
He's just normal. He's just a not that smart teenager. What's wrong with that?
That's annoying.
No, man.
I don't understand why you're not annoyed by this.
I'm not that smart, and I used to be a teenager.
That's very different, though.
But
he's obnoxious. He's a douchey bro.
And
He
people
has bad music. He's everywhere and you can't escape him. He has bad music. It's bad music.
You Smile, I Smile was not that bad.
It's bad music.
And people trashed on him too when he was in Rolling Stone, and someone asked him about his stance on abortion. and he like got totally stumped. He was like, I don't fucking know, and he like said a bunch of shit. It was sounding dumber and dumber, and finally said, I don't know, I guess everything happens for a reason. And people were all over him for that. And they were like, what the hell was he supposed to say?
Well, because
he was like 17, he's a pop star, and people were
yeah,
like,
but that's because he's in the spotlight like that. If you're in the public eye like that, it's your responsibility to be able to answer these random questions from reporters.
Why?
He's one of the most... Because that's just your job. Because that's your job when you're a celebrity. That's absolutely your job.
I think
he's a role model for millions of idiot children right now, and he's saying like, "What's abortion? Like,
No,
what
he
kind of
didn't say-
idiot is he?"
he didn't say what's abortion.
He basically did.
No, he knew what abortion was. He couldn't answer the question because he didn't want to either.
Because he didn't want to say, "I don't believe in abortion because my mom doesn't believe in abortion." That's why.
Okay, that's you know what that's
a fine reason. But he's the role model. And he didn't know what to say.
He didn't know what to say because I'm a 17-year-old pop star, and what the fuck business do I even have having an opinion on that? And that I respect.
You didn't have an opinion when you were 17 years old?
What?
You had an opinion when
I
you were
did.
6.
I did, but I'm not Justin Bieber.
That's what I'm saying.
And
He has to have the opinion because he's in
if
the
he's-
public eye.
If he's self-aware enough to know, like,
But he's
I'm an
not.
idiot. Why should I talk about
But
this?
he's not. That's the thing. He's not. He doesn't know he's an idiot. Also, he's crazy. Also, he dresses like a freak. Did you see the photos of him where he's got the snake and he like has he's like dressed in the black straight suit with the snake and the glasses and the gold chain?
You know what else he did? Some kid his age, when he was, younger than he is now, hacked his Twitter account, and rather than getting his like army of lawyers and his army of managers and shit and his press crew and his legal team to sue the kid, you know what he did? He fucking hacked the kid back, and he hacked his Twitter account, found his cell phone number, and then made a tweet that said, "Hey, girls of the world, hey my fans, I just got a new cell phone. Here's my number," and put it out there, and they like exploded this kid's phone calling him. I was like, that's badass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't believe that he did that though.
Yeah, he
at all.
did.
I don't
He did
believe
it
that
himself.
He was probably he probably told his nerdy hipster like computer friend like, hey, go like find this kid's phone. Also, why was that kid's phone number on his Twitter account?
He
That
didn't
make any sense.
He personally didn't hack the okay, I don't know how he got it, but anyway, that's what he did. And he might not have done it personally, but the point was he got in like trouble from his own legal team for not like consulting.
Ustreamer 509315 makes a good point. Brian, how do you know all of this?
I
Do you
read it in the newspaper.
Do you like follow Justin Bieber news? Do you have his Tumblr like up on your website? Is that your homepage?
I read this shit, and it frustrates me that I think he gets. I mean, and I'm not.
Bye, Dad.
I'm not into him, but I think I mean, he deserves as much rage, maybe a little bit more than any other obnoxious bubblegum singer does. A little bit more.
Okay, wait.
Not nearly as much as he gets.
What you're saying? Wait, hang on. So let's just clarify all this real quick. What you're saying isn't even that he deserves the respect that any other artist gets. It's that you're actually saying he deserves a little less like guff than he actually gets.
Yeah.
We should still hate him, but not as much as everybody thinks we should.
I know. No,
that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. People just get carried away with the Bieber rage.
Brian, you get carried away with every rage, though.
Let's shit that matters.
Be completely honest.
I get upset about stuff like tonight, like the government, like being able to steal people's personal
You're getting
information.
upset about Bieber right now.
I'm getting upset about people getting upset about Bieber. It's fucking different.
Which doesn't matter.
People should be.
Why does that matter any
should
more
be-
than Justin Bieber? That should matter less than Justin Bieber.
People should be as pissed at CISPA as they are at Justin Bieber. CISPA is worse than Bieber.
See, but people that that's where the people that matter are angry about the internet stuff, and then people that don't matter, it's the 80-20. 80% of the people are the people that don't matter. They care about Bieber, and 20% of the people, the smart people, the people that know what's going on, care about C-SPAN.
I don't like that.
But that's how the world is.
Okay, fine. I would love for those 80 people.
You're in the 20%, man.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I don't
You're not following the mainstream, so you're on the right track.
I don't like that about myself. That is.
Well, then start listening to Bieber.
You know what? I will. Fuck you.
Got a new one with Nicki Minaj out.
He's got a. Oh my god.
Oh,
Let's just not
okay.
get started on this. Let's just
Yeah,
not.
okay.
Let's just not. Let's just
You
not.
want to talk about?
No.
I don't. Okay.
Let's not talk about this.
Okay, you know who deserves more rage than Cispa? Nicki Minaj. Moving on.
Moving on. Absolutely moving on.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
We're
Oh my
actually-
god. All right, so we gotta pick this up. Star
Yeah.
Wars, real quick.
Real quick, there have been rumors floating around about Harrison Ford. People said he was confirmed. He is not. But Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill are on the scene.
They're on the scene, as in Mark Hamill put out a statement last week that was like, yeah, all right, this is what's actually happening, just so you guys know, because he's like, he doesn't want to be in the rumors. He's like, yeah, I don't know about Harrison Ford. Me and Leia have been like approached. George Lucas is talking to us, see if they don't want to get new actors to play us. Like, if they're going to put us in, it's going to be us. We don't know if we're going to do it yet. We want a script first. Like, they're still writing and stuff like that. So, like, these people are, yes, in talks to be in Star Wars. Nothing more than that yet.
Yeah.
Internet.
They're involved in the situation. Not that's it. John
Williams.
Williams. I just went down the list of all the musicians I know named John. I was like, Entwistle, Evans, like Bonham. Yeah, no, John Williams hasn't. I don't think even been approached. He approached the internet and said, "I want to do it. I want to be in Star Wars. I want to make the music for Star Wars."
He should be in Star Wars.
He should. But,
he should just be in Star Wars.
He declared himself that he wants to make the music for Star Wars, but no one has asked him to.
Which I don't know why, but whatever.
I mean, I'm sure he will in the end. But
Good!
anyway, that's Star Wars.
Star Wars!
That's where we're
What's
Star
this
Wars.
one? Is this from, like, They're Back, the dinosaur movie?
No, The Boys Are Back in Town was a Thin Lizzy song.
No, I know that, but why is that written there?
Because the original cast of Star Wars.
Oh, so that's the same as that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a new bullet point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done with that. So anyway, we're going to have a person on the show now that is occasionally on the show from time to time, often or not.
Our
resident art
nerdy art consultant, Mark Tang,
is
going to say some words, and we have no fucking clue what they are.
Speaker. Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't even know what's
chair.
going on. We don't have another chair.
I don't know.
Whatever, here, just sit on the chair. Hey, Mark Tang, everybody! Yay!
Hello.
Yay!
It's a wonderful seating situation.
Yay! Okay, what are you talking about, Mark?
All right.
You gotta. Okay. All right.
So I thought I'd talk to you guys about something that it's a question I ask myself really often, and I thought you guys would have some pretty cool things to
You
say
got.
about
You got
it.
to talk a little louder.
Oh yeah, it's a question.
Okay.
This question I have for you guys is, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and everyone you knew, was still there, like everyone's still there, but nothing man-made exists. So like
we're cavemen.
But all your memories are intact.
yeah, all your memories are taxed. They're still there. It's as if you just woke up tomorrow and everything man-made just disappeared. Like,
Okay. Well, what? How far down the man-made chain are we going here? Like, as in like clothing and
clothing's gone.
What about like
Haircuts.
What about like sticks that we carved yesterday? Like spears that
No,
8-year-olds made.
anything that is manufactured in any way, but whether it be by a hand or by a machine.
What about
It's
houses? Houses are gone
Yeah,
too.
house is gone. You just wake up on the earth,
On the ground.
On the
Okay.
ground. All man-made shit's gone.
Yeah, well, the first thing.
What about the food that's been farmed? Is that gone too?
Yeah.
Food that's been farmed, like
the
mass
resources. The
farming.
resources are there, but the existing food's gone because that's
Okay.
man-made.
Wake up
So-
alone, naked, and hairy.
But like
Yeah.
taken off the planet, like or
Or
has
is
the
it,
metal
like,
we
hidden?
smelted gone back into the earth?
No. Say you're in a relatively resourceful land so that you could get,
Okay,
but you're not in a desert island or anything. You
but
just,
like all the petroleum that we've harvested out of the earth, is it back in the planet or is it just gone into space?
say it's back in the planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would we do?
Back in time.
Yeah, so we went back in time.
Yeah. Imagine like everyone, our whole world goes back in time
Okay.
before. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
I think about this a lot
Yeah.
because this is one of my
This
fantasies.
is one of the. Yeah. This is not weird.
The first thing I do actually is the first thing I'd make after like the obvious shit, like
Yeah.
building a lean-to.
First, I would punch a tree until I got some wood.
I'd
And then
punch
I'd make an axe, so I could cut down some more wood. Then I'd make a crafting table, so that I could make some stone
I'd make
pickaxes.
bigger stuff.
And then mine some coal and build some torches.
I'd after the obvious stuff like shelter and a cup.
Mm.
The first like thing I'd do that wasn't keeping me alive is I'd make paper and I'd make books and ink and pens and shit, and I'd write the history of the Earth as
Like starting from now, like
from starting
the
as
moment?
far back as I know, as best as I'm able to write the history of Earth.
Okay.
But the thing is, I'm able to rewrite Earth's history at this point. So if I'm
Well,
the first person
But you're not
writing
the
a book,
only person. That's the thing. Everybody else is still there.
I know, but they're all gonna be doing stupid shit like trying to make TVs
Well,
out
what
of
about
coconuts.
what about the historians?
Huh?
Also, a coconut and 64. What about all the historians?
I mean, they'd probably be doing it too, but I mean, it's just.
But
that's
mine would
like-
be better.
This is my chance to write Earth's history
Dude.
the way I want to write it.
I hear you, man. I
Yeah.
hear you because like I've been thinking about that a lot. Like
Yeah.
I'd probably devote the rest of my life to preserving human memory. The memory of where we've come from.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
but
what parts will you leave out? Like do you leave out the Holocaust? Do you leave out like
No.
We don't leave out anything.
Well, you don't leave out anything, but you twist it. You say it in the way that says these are good things that happen and these are bad things that happen. You can make what you want out of history at that point, because it's like you can say. I mean, it would suck in so many ways. There'd be no medicine. There'd be
No toilet paper.
no toilet paper. There'd be no plumbing. There'd be no agriculture. It would be really, really rotten.
What
in a
if
lot of ways,
the
but-
moment at which it happened, people were having sex and the condom just disappeared?
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, the first thing I do on that morning, pardon me, is not fucking wake up because I don't have an alarm clock.
Rather just sleep for the rest of time.
But yeah, but what you'd have to do is, because the silver lining to not having any of that stuff anymore is that you'd have a fresh start. But there'd be so much stuff of just people fighting and hurting each other. So the best fresh start you can make is making whatever you want out of history.
Exactly, but people fighting and hurting each other, right?
Mhm.
So you want to recreate history and all that, but meanwhile you got to worry about getting food on the table. You got to worry about like making sure you're not fucked with and all that. And now you've lost your overarching state. You've lost the cops. You've lost any kind of consequence of anyone hurting you. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got a fucking license to kill. So like,
Well, nobody's got a license to kill is the thing.
Yeah, but no one's got the concept of license is gone because there's no state to enforce it. So do you worry about making books? Or do you worry about defending
You
it?
worry about making books.
I'd get
Go build a tree fort and make some books.
I definitely worry about making books. I mean, again, I said that would be the first thing I do after stuff of staying alive, and part of staying alive for me would be building a community, and because there's going to be a lot of people. Violent people in that situation would be alienating themselves from each other at that point. So you'd basically be able to separate, like, here's the people who are going to say, I need to, like, steal people's food to stay alive, and they can go jerk off in the woods, and we're going to build a community and rewrite history.
Well, see, this is...
I mean, and this is very idealistic, and I don't know if it would work like that,
yeah.
but...
There's a television show that started last fall called Revolution.
A big wall.
Yeah, big wall. There's a TV show that started last fall called Revolution, where basically this thing happens, but not to that extent. All electricity just stops. Electricity is just over. It just ends. So basically, that's exactly what this is. Everyone's transported back to basically colonial America.
Yeah.
So guns still work. Mechanisms don't work anymore. I don't know why it doesn't make any sense, but. Like, they're all shooting muskets, I don't know why. But anyway, they're all transported back to that. And, in that show, which probably gets it pretty accurate, which is what you're saying right now, is, there are the militias that start, and then there's the individual communities that try and force the militias to ignore them and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's like different issues of the states, like, I mean, like, I know you identify as anarchist, right, Brian?
Definitely.
Yeah, like, in this new community,
Mm-hmm.
Would we have to, like, create some kind of, governmental body over all of us? Or could we
Proudhon's theory of anarchy.
Religious
I wanna say
oligarchy.
Proudhon's definition of anarchy, and he invented the term anarchism, so I think he gets to make the call.
He gets to define it.
Was it was not about chaos. It was not about individual ownership or individual ruling. It was his definition was order without authority.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with no state. It has to do with no authority within the state.
Yeah.
With a communally run state. Very, very, very important distinction. And I curse punk rock for not letting me know about Proudhon until I was in college. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Really, honestly, though, the first thing I'd do if all the electricity and all the man-made things were gone, I guess, at least if it was all the electricity gone, what I'd do is I'd take out my last cigarette and I'd look at it and it's my last one. It's the last one there'll ever be. I'd smoke my last cigarette. I'd get the last strike of my lighter and I'd light my cigarette and then the flame would go out and I'd go, "Welcome to the human race." And then that would be it.
Is that? Are you referencing something?
Yeah? You guys clearly aren't as dumb as me. That was the fucking end of Escape from Los Angeles. Where have you guys been?
Oh yeah.
God, I make an unbelievably obscure reference to a shitty sequel to a shitty movie, and no one even gets it. Come on.
Wow.
I will contest the sequel was better.
Huh?
I will contest the sequel was better.
So basically,
Mark got it.
Basically,
definitely better.
this whole idea would be a shitty sequel to a shitty movie.
It would be a
wouldn't
shitty sequel to
You know what I do?
Yeah.
You know what I do? Immediately, I'd break the ice by just peeing in front of everybody. Because I'm like, guys, we don't have any clothes. Like, it's just going to happen eventually. We're just gonna have to just go, here it goes, guys. I'm going to pee now. Just so you guys know this is how it's going to
a
be.
shitty sequel to me.
Yeah.
I don't care, whatever. Yeah, it's time to send the comments. Thank you very much, Mark Tang, for bringing some odd post-humanity philosophy something into our lives.
Philosophy.
Duke of New York
is number one.
Comments. Thank you, person. Comment time.
Comments.
Okay, time to sing the comments.
Comments.
Yeah.
Comments.
Oh, what's up, guests?
Where did you poop? Your poop, poop, poopy poop. Poop, poop. I said poop. Food fart. What about Russian death metal? We are in LA. We love What Up Murder. La Reed is the producer's name. Brian, how do you know all of this? Make sure to tag Bieber when you post this to YouTube. You'll get more views. Even if they're all from teenage girls. Teenage girls are already our largest viewers, so whatever. Resource land, resource land, resource land. I could also just sing Age of Empires taunts for,
There's more comments.
There's more comments?
You gotta
Oh,
scroll-
shit.
You gotta scroll down.
Oh, score. Ha ha ha. Escape from New York was good. Tuca NY at number one. Comments, apple, oranges, cat, mouse, rat, fat, fart, murder. Our songs created for performance in their own right, usually with piano. accompaniment, although they can also have other types of accompaniment, such as an orchestra or string quartet. And 1 minute, Brian is a well-given name of Irish and Breton origin, as well as a surname of Akkadian origin. It is common in the English-speaking world. It is possibly the name derived from an old Celt. Derived from an old Celt. Tang, Mongra, Trudit to the Meeps, Phoebe, Rainer, Mark, Skill, Bassturd, Julie, Kelly, not fuck you, original, then try again. The Marsupials, Nicky, Mark, Nicky, the Whiskey
Hey everybody! Welcome to McCracken Midnight with President Bassturd.
Alright, we got a great show for you guys tonight. Is there any reason